Good morning, Wand Stars, and thanks for joining us. I'm just waiting for Lynn. She should be here any second for our brand new Wake Up with the Wand. So we're pretty excited about that. So maybe I should have let Lynn do this because I seem to always have issues. Just message her. Oh, and here she is. I will add her in. And there we go.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good. I'm just trying to figure out why my camera is so dark, so I'm going to turn on the light.
Right. And there's a lot of feedback.
Oh, is there? Maybe.
Yeah. Hi, Kira.
I bet you I'm too loud. Hang on.
Okay.
Is that a little bit better? Can you still hear me?
I can hear you. Yep, zero feedback.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, it was. I just had the. I had my phone up too high. It was too loud.
Maybe I should turn mine down a little bit as well. Let's see. There we go. So, how are you? Oh, hi, Brian.
I kind of slept in this morning, actually.
I didn't because I realized the wand hadn't been updated, and I thought, you know what? It's got to be updated for our very first Wake Up with the Wand.
Right. Hi, Brian. Good morning. So our very first wake up, I decided to break out my Care Bear mug, and it says "Fill your day with starshine." I got this mug when I was about 8 years old, I think. I don't remember if I got it for Christmas or for birthday. But when I moved back into the house, surprise, surprise, it was still here. So.
Oh, that's awesome.
I figured, it's good, right?
I'm using my
Ooh.
plain boring mug.
No, I kind of like the color of that one, though.
Me too.
So
I hope you're doing well today, Kirath. It's nice to see you here.
Oh, hi, Kirath from South Africa. Nice to see you. So, other than me saying, oh my gosh, wake up with the wand and go through the wand, that was like the only idea I had. So,
yep. And that's about all we discussed as well.
Well, but it seemed like a really great idea at the time.
It is a great idea because, like you said, we can go over the upcoming, well, I guess not so many events right now, but the upcoming meat and potatoes of the wand.
Well, and I think too, that's one of the things that we were kind of struggling with is like everybody kind of knows about the Weekly Wand business page on Facebook, but they're not 100% aware of the fact that we actually have a website that has other content on it. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people don't actually even know about the paper.
And that we offer services.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, we don't really talk about it like we do, the live readings, but we don't really say, hey, we actually get paid to do this. Well,
yeah,
to do the readings. We don't get paid to do this yet. We're still working on that.
I'm not sure how we look on your end, Lynn, but you're very, very blurry again, and I have feedback.
I could try going upstairs, but I don't want to wake anybody up.
Oh, yeah, no. You know what? It might be fine with everyone else. It might just be me.
I don't know. I could be blurry. Who knows? I could shut down some stuff on my computer, perhaps, and see if that helps. That bandwidth thing. Hello, Maggie.
Yeah.
So why don't we start off with showing everybody. So this is the wand for this week. Well, it's for 2 weeks. So it's June 22nd, so today. And we have it until July 5th. So this is kind of our Canada Day version of it. So we have some facts and tidbits about Canada and some fun things to do. But we also have some... Oh, and then Melissa started doing the herbology for us as well. So if you guys have tuned into Tea with the Universe, you've probably heard about Melissa Hayward and Hayward Eclectic. So she's actually started doing our herbology for us because Brian said he was running out of ideas.
Yeah. And speaking of Melissa, I'm drinking one of her mint teas right
All
now.
right, I'm having coffee because coffee.
And I believe we're frozen to Kirath.
Mm. Oh, well, that's unfortunate.
That is.
I know that sometimes it takes a bit to load, but according to my computer, yeah, I am a little grainy on the computer, but I'm not sure how to fix that.
Yeah, I have no idea. Let me see on mine how we look. Oh, a little grainy, but we don't appear to be frozen at all.
Yeah, see on mine, I'm grainy and you're fine, but whatever. I'm like,
So what else? And feel free, anybody that's watching, to check out our webpage if you can, and join us as we go through it. And actually, you get a chance to look at it if you haven't seen it before.
well, and you actually have the opportunity to purchase the color version of PDF form, and it's so pretty in color.
It is. They're always so pretty.
But I don't know. What do we want to get into first? Do we want to talk about maybe the Hocus Focus first? What is
Sure.
Okay, so the Hocus Focus, what it is since we've started the paper and Cynthia had the idea that it was like, we want to really focus on local small businesses, people that are trying to make an impact in the community, trying to do things that, it's not just the money grab, it's trying to make the world a better place to be. So we have a Hocus Focus in the paper, and it is for just that, small local businesses that are trying to do things in a way that improve the quality of life for everyone around them. So this time in the paper, we have Glowing Ember, and they're in Edmonton.
Mm-hmm.
So their Hocus Focus, you can actually find it if you look where the horoscopes or the energy scopes are. The Hocus Focus is usually directly underneath. And I was pointing in the wrong direction, but I know what I meant. So Glowing Ember is our Hocus Focus for today, and it says, a love of candles, but not liking the amount of waste left over, led us, the creators of Glowing Ember, to look into how candles were made. After researching what the different types of wax were, we decided beeswax was best for the environment, in our opinion. We found it to be the most sustainable, being a natural wax that can be responsibly sourced. Wow, it's hard to read this early in the morning.
Uh-huh.
That can be responsibly sourced and colored with non-toxic dyes or left in a natural state. It also supports the beekeeping industry, which is suffering the loss of these majestic insects that we need for pollinating our crops. Feel free to jump in here anytime. Beeswax has many healing natural qualities, including being an air purifier to remove odors and allergens, as well as being the only wax to burn with the full color spectrum of the sun. Pure beeswax is safe to burn around animals, such as birds, which are sensitive to the byproducts released and by other types of candles as they burn. If the candles are made correctly, they will not drip and will be fully consumed, leaving very little film of wax at the end of the burn. By choosing to create both poured and rolled versions of the candles, Glowing Ember has a wide range of possibilities of creations limited only by the imagination. We believe in supporting our local small businesses, with what herbs and additives we cannot collect from our own gardens, we source locally from others as much as possible. Glowing Ember is also working with local artisans to create holders designed specifically for our candles. And I actually know Pagan Ironworks helps with Glowing Ember. Some of the stuff that he makes, that Chris Savard from Pagan Ironworks, some of the stuff that he makes actually fits their candles really well. So.
That's nice.
Yeah.
And another local artisan.
Exactly. Yeah. I actually make beeswax candles as well, so it was kind of cool. I didn't realize, like, I knew they burned clean, but until I read their write-up in the Hocus Pocus, I didn't really know the full benefits of beeswax. And
it's good for a lot of things.
Well, and I live 5 minutes south of Bee Made Honey, so I can actually go in and get unfiltered beeswax or whatever from them. So.
That's nice.
Yeah.
It is so early.
It is.
To be thinking.
Your brain's not functioning yet?
I don't even think it's awake yet.
Well, did you want me to do one more thing before you talk about something that you do in the paper? Or...
No, I'll take a turn. You want me to talk about something I do?
Oh, it doesn't matter. Something Brian's put together, or you, or me, or the fact that we keep asking people to submit stuff and not really anybody has yet. We really...
Yes, we want your, even if it's input, feedback. You be anonymous. Send us anything you have, a joke, a recipe, a spell, something that you think is cool, anything like that.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, I do. But it's the same with, excuse me, for those of you that may not know, I also host a segment called Tea with the Universe, where I have different local and not even local. I'm reaching out now that, you know, we do it via FaceTime, or this isn't FaceTime. This is just what, Facebook Live?
Yeah. Well, oh, yeah, this is Facebook Live. Yeah.
Yeah. Now that I can do it, you know, via Facebook Live, I've reached out, and you don't have to be local to be on my program. And even with that, you know, I've invited people to, if they want to be on, send me an email. And no one does, but when I reach out to people, they are more than happy to join me. So I'm not sure where the invite is being lost, but
well, like you said, you know, some people might, well, they might get busy and forget, you know, initially they're, oh yeah, I'm going to submit something, and then get busy. Or maybe they're just like, maybe my stuff's not good enough. But
that's what I think it is. But it is good.
Honestly, on the second page, there's a little thing that's called Not Really Numerology. So this I actually threw in at the last moment because we had a little spot that we're like, what are we going to put in here? I don't have anything. I'm not doing this month or this week, and we don't have this. But if you guys send in little anecdotes or little tidbits of information, a little space like that, if we have a bunch of stuff, we can put it in the paper, and you don't have to have your name attached to it.
No.
I mean, if you...
And poetry too. Yes. Poetry is another beautiful one.
I really enjoy putting poetry in there. And for a little while, you know, if there was a small space, every once in a while I put some artwork or something in there. Or I've put Vincent's...
I miss that. Yeah.
Well, I put Vincent's artwork in there. Well, when I'm throwing everything in there, I forget that, oh yeah, I can add pictures also. You know, we've got our little watermarks or our little icons and stuff in through there, but I forget that, yeah, we can save a space for a picture or two. Right?
Yeah, and I have to give myself a little shout out, because like I said, I updated our webpage
I actually went
today.
in there this morning. It's like somebody's already using the editor. I was like, oh, Cynthia's got it right on.
Yeah, so for those of you that don't know, and I brag about it all the time, Lynn puts this beautiful masterpiece together, and she has 99% of the time updated our webpage. However, this morning, that was me.
That's awesome. I know I still have to add the color PDF for this next 2 weeks. So the July or June 22nd to July 5th, which is what's up now, I have to upload the PDF for that so people can purchase that. But yeah, I don't need to
And
do anything
I mean,
else. You got it.
yeah, I only did the first page. I didn't actually update the sunflowers on the other pages, but I mean,
That takes 5
I
minutes.
got the
It's
first
fine.
page. Exactly. And it only took me 10 minutes
That's
to do the
awesome.
front page and the mobile app, 10 minutes in total. So
So less than five
it should take
hours.
you like 30 seconds.
Less than 5 hours, like the last time.
Yes, we won't talk about that.
So since we're getting into the paper and stuff, what's normally when you get the paper, one of the first things that you read? Like I know we proof it and we go through and kind of read stuff, but I like when I get it to actually go through and sit down and just read everything without editor's glasses on, without, oh, this goes here, that goes there, you know. So what do you like to read first?
I start from the energy scopes and go through the page, every section one at a
Oh,
time.
really? I like jump back and forth. I'll do the cards, the vortex reveals,
Uh-huh.
and then I'll like read the Beyond Earth, and then I'll flip back over, and then I'll do my horoscope, and maybe read the animal totems, and then flip back and go, oh well, what are the crystals for this month, right? Or this 2 weeks, or yeah. So I flip back and forth.
Well, that's my OCD. I try to flip back and forth, but I have to, maybe I'll try that with our next issue. I'll try to just not go in a structured manner. I'll just flip all over the place.
Yeah, it could be worth
I,
it.
yeah, it would be. But I really, in this issue, and like you said, it was a filler, it was a last minute thing, not really numerology. I really appreciated that. That was not really numerology.
Well, but
But
numerology, a lot of people think it's like this, oh wow, it's this ooh spooky stuff, but really numerology is a lot of math. It really is, and it's understanding the relationship between the energetic flow of numbers and the way our universe works. And yeah, okay, that might be a little spooky ooky kabuki, but if you understand that everything is mathematics, numerology isn't so strange, I suppose. And so when I was thinking of what am I going to put in there, I thought of fractals because it is a mathematical equation. It's not something
mm-hmm.
everybody really knows, but the artwork created
Oh,
from the algorithm used in fractals is just absolutely stunning, incredible. That's why I was like, well, it's not really numerology, but it still has to do with mathematics. It still has to do with playing with numbers to create something, right? So I was like, all right, I'll throw that in there.
but it's the title, right? You see, well, for me anyway, because like not really numerology, then what is it?
Right.
So I have to read that to find out what could be numerology but isn't.
Right. So
I need to know that to satisfy my brain.
right. So still related to
Um,
numbers, however, not numerology.
yeah. So one of my favorite things is words to live by
Oh yeah?
in the paper. I love your words to live by writings. They they definitely There's always someone, even if we have one reader that reads the paper in that issue, it's that reader that needs to hear it.
Well,
Because it's just so heartfelt and so raw and so pure and so it's what people need to hear. The people that read that, it resonates with them. I guarantee it resonates with our readers.
well, good.
And I appreciate that, and I thank you for sharing that vulnerable side of yourself.
Well, anybody that knows me knows I'm a font of knowledge and information. I will spew facts at you all day long. But I
Mm-hmm.
don't normally talk a lot about myself unless somebody asks me a question. But when I write, I find that I can find the words to express how I feel. And through all of the stuff that I talk about to people and all of the things that go on in day-to-day life, we always feel like we're alone, but we never are. You know, whatever our
Absolutely.
experience is, someone has had a similar experience, similar thoughts, feelings, emotions that have come up as a
Mm-hmm.
result of something that's happened in their lives. So
Yeah.
I do find it a lot easier to write about it because if the emotions spring up and it does get raw, there's nobody around to see me bawling my eyes out as I'm going, typing
No,
on my
but you know what?
computer.
We can definitely feel it.
Right? You know, so I appreciate the fact that you also enjoy it. And
I do,
yeah,
yeah.
so sometimes I just pull it out my butt and it comes out and
Doesn't matter.
I'm like,
I feel that every words to live by that is shared for a reason in that issue, because I feel that it's something that it's just like Tea with the Universe. It's organic.
mm-hmm,
However, every segment hits home because there is at least at least minimum one person out there that is going through that in that moment or needed to hear that in that moment. And I feel the same way about your words to live by. And on that note, tell me about Quiet Thoughts.
oh, well, Quiet Thoughts actually started off as a blog or blog? Yeah, a blog, because it was writing that I had years ago on the computer on the internet, but it was called Quiet Thoughts from a Tumultuous Mind because I might not talk a lot, but I'm always thinking. There's always something, right? So when I actually rediscovered that blog not too long ago and was like, oh, look at all this writing, look at all this stuff. I'm like, I was 20 years old when I was writing this stuff. Why did it take me another 20 years to remember it all? You know, I knew
Well, it
this stuff
works.
when I was younger, right? And so when we were talking about wanting to make sure that we have programming, which guys, just so you know, we're
Hello.
planning on doing programming for the week. We don't know exactly what that's going to look like or what it's going to translate into, but yeah, Quiet Thoughts is basically just influences in my life. So whether it is books or movies or music, artwork, whatever it is that has kind of come up in my life. And then like the last one I talked about the summer solstice and the energy that's kind of going around. So that's something that's relevant to now, right? So it's just kind of a bunch of stuff that I have observed in my life, and it is my own observation. So, you know, it is opinion. You don't have to take it for 100% truth or anything, but
But it's your truth.
right. But in
So,
hopes of sharing that with people and kind of, I think what I said in one of them was it's basically I'm opening up my chest and exposing my heart.
mhm.
And hopefully people can connect with that and understand that we all face the same things.
You know what? We really do. The journey doesn't have to be the same, but the feelings, the outcome can often be the same. So I think sharing your journey and letting people know that you've made it through something similar or you've experienced similar thoughts or similar feelings is I think it's great. I think everything we do is great, so
Well, I think it is too. But it's funny because it's hard for me to talk about myself or my experiences. So this is also a growth opportunity for me, right?
absolutely.
So enough about me, let's talk about you.
Goody.
So I know that a few people have asked this of you over the last little bit, but it's how do you create your energy scope? So if anybody doesn't know, Cynthia actually sits down and writes the energy scopes. And what's your creative process behind that? And how do the messages come to you?
Well, I would have to say we start off with I have a little chat with the universe, and I say it's time. Feed me. I need to share your wisdom with our wand stars, pretty much. And it's pretty much like that. I kind of come into my Zen den, look up, and say, you know why I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's get busy. And sometimes it's difficult. Sometimes it's extremely difficult. Sometimes it's simple. Sometimes it's overwhelming because the way I do it is I'll say, for example, Aquarius energy scopes for June 22nd to July 5th. So I'll say, show me, tell me what I need to share overall energies for Aquarius from June 22nd to July 5th. And sometimes I will get 15 different messages. So I have to pick and choose which one is the best. Or I'll get nothing. Or I will get 4 or 5 different words and I have to somehow create something out of that.
Right.
So a lot of times I will turn to my cards. I will see, which cards do I go to today. It's the relationship I have with the universe, and like I said, sometimes it is very, very difficult, as you know,
Yeah.
because you often wait. But then sometimes, like there have been times where I am doing something else and I'll get a message and it's like, it's time, you write them now.
Yeah.
Okay. And they're done in 1 hour. Other times it's 3 days and I've sat here waiting or looking or trying, and it's like, okay, so we're going on to hour 13 and I have 3 energy scopes
Right.
and I'm 3 days late. Let's get this.
Well, so
So
then do you find that it's your own blockage that prevents that?
oh, absolutely. Especially if I have a lot on my plate and I'm annoyed and I'm like, okay, let's get this done. I have other stuff to do.
And the universe is
It's
like,
like,
nah.
no, no, you're actually going to sit here and you're going to do it right.
Yeah,
But
that sounds accurate.
yeah, I enjoy it. I enjoy writing them. When we first started the paper and I jumped on because it was horoscopes back then until we switched it up to energy
Right.
scopes. I thought, you know what, that's going to be so easy that I'm doing the horoscopes. Well, it's not. It's not as easy as people think.
No.
Like I said, sometimes it comes to me quickly, but especially when sometimes I have 3 or 4 different ideas in one energy scope and I'm trying to make it flow. And it's like, you have to drink water, but you also need to get out of your own head. And it's like, you can't just say, drink more water, get out of your own way,
Right.
have a good day. You have to like have that all flow. So it probably having a background in journalism helps a little bit.
Well, I don't, and I just pull stuff out of my butt. So,
So on that note, having a background in journalism means nothing because, well, actually it does mean nothing because Brian's writings are phenomenal as well. So I guess I'll just
I,
take my background in journalism and shove it.
but it helps when we're editing and stuff as well, right? It's
Yeah.
because there's stuff that you catch that both Brian and I are like, yeah, it looks good, it's fine. And you're like, wait, guys, there's like 8 more mistakes. We're like, what? Where?
Did anyone even proofread this?
Well, like I always say, I'm like, I check to make sure it makes sense most of the time. And if there's spelling mistakes and sometimes punctuation, I'll catch, but yeah.
Well, it drives me insane when we proofread it. It looks good to all three of us. We go and pick it up, and the first thing to jump out at me will be a spelling mistake.
Yeah.
What? And then I'm like, are you kidding me? We went over this with a fine tooth comb.
Yes.
Is that how you say
Yes.
it? Words are my friend sometimes.
Hey, you must be waking up. That tea's working.
Must be. So, Brian, who contributes a big chunk of the writing.
Yeah. Well, and his are
does
quite lengthy, but it's just the way that he writes is
he,
I wouldn't want it any other way. It's very engaging.
I wouldn't, and that's why we need to convince him to do a vlog on here.
Right? Yeah, so Brian doesn't want to do a vlog spot, which I really think he needs to.
However, if people wrote us letters or sent in their own videos about we want Brian.
Yeah.
That might help.
You know, he always says he's the face of the wand, but we never see him.
Yeah, really.
What's up with that?
No one even knows what he looks like. Maybe we should plaster his picture everywhere.
Right, and then, you know, that he doesn't have an excuse. You're like, everybody knows what you look like, and they're still here, so...
So he does Beyond Earth and Wanderlust. Beyond Earth, I like Beyond Earth. I enjoy that because, well, I'm from Beyond Earth, so it's like reading about home a lot of times.
Well, we all came from Beyond Earth, but some remember and some don't, so.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. But yeah, the Beyond Earth is, I always find it fascinating because even though I think I know about some stuff, like in this issue, he's talking about crop circles. You know, there is some stuff that I didn't know. So every time I read it, I'm like, oh, cool, that's neat. Or I get a piece of information, and it's like, huh, I thought it was this. So I'll actually go and look it up and learn more about, you know, when he was writing about ley lines, I thought I knew everything about ley lines, but a few things came up and I was like, didn't know that. So I went and looked and I was like, oh, he's right. You know? So it's really, really cool. And then there's also, like, he doesn't just write about stuff on Earth, he also writes stuff about, I think he did a nebula one. And
he did chakras.
Yeah, and then some other like outer space type phenomenon as well.
And he did a bunch of vortexes as well.
Yeah, the vortexes, it was the ley lines and then the vile vortices. And yeah, so this one is on crop circles.
Crop circles.
So that one's interesting.
But it's always something interesting.
Oh, yeah.
And you're right. I always learn something as well. And there have been times when because he runs it by me before submitting it. And there have been times where I'm like, I think that information is wrong. And then I will look it up and I'll be like, no, I was wrong. So he definitely does his research.
Which is good.
That's for sure. Yeah.
You know, we don't want to be sending out false information to people, right?
No. And if we did, it would definitely not be because of negligence on our part, because we do research what we write. But you know, the internet is the internet.
You have a point, yes.
And he also writes about Wanderlust, which is another interesting one because he talks about his backpacking journeys.
Mm-hmm.
And he's actually branched out to like other places in the world that are worthy of visiting and checking out.
Well, he had mentioned a couple that were kind of on his bucket list too, right? So,
yes.
And then
And that's another thing. Yeah, sorry, go
No,
on.
because he was doing a segment on the Wanderlust where it was the chakras, earth chakras, and wanting to
Right.
visit the earth chakras.
Yeah.
So that was also something that was kind of interesting as well. And then
Well, and
this
that's
one's about the grassy lakes hike, and I've actually done the grassy lakes hike. It's up near Canmore, and it is really, really pretty up there. So I'm actually really happy that he wrote about it because it's a really nice hike.
yeah, and he should be inviting people himself, but since we're here, I will do it for him. He invites people to send in any place they've been, or if anyone wants to know about a certain area, again, email it to theweeklywand@gmail.com, and he will write about it. He'll research it, and he will see what he can come up with.
Mhm.
So, and we love to hear other people's wanderlust stories as well. So,
Oh, definitely. Because there's got to be well-traveled people in the One Star community, right?
oh,
Well,
absolutely.
and there are people from other countries that tune in, right? So if you have a favorite spot you like to go, like Kierath is from South Africa, so it's like
Hmm.
if you want to write something about a little spot you like to go, submit it.
Absolutely. Anywhere, even in our own backyard. We don't know what's going on in our own backyard. There are places that others have gone that we haven't. The world is so big yet so small.
Mm-hmm.
We just, we don't know everything. We need your knowledge as well. Share with us. Please share.
Right? We're just gonna say that again. Please share.
So, and we also have like spells and rituals and a recipe. And our recipe was also submitted by Melissa from Hayward, this issue.
Yeah, she had it tacked
And it,
on to the end of her herbology, and I was like,
she did,
wait a
yeah.
minute. I took your recipe out and put that in there.
I know I saw that and I was like, hey, that's kind of cool. Melissa wrote about chickweed and I chose a chickweed recipe. And then I'm reading and I'm like, that's not mine. No, that's
Yeah.
Melissa's.
We have yours saved for another time, so that's fine.
Ah, that's I wish people would submit their recipes. I want to make I don't want this to be, we like we said, we want this to be kind of homegrown.
Mm-hmm.
We want our viewers, our readers, our wand stars to submit their ideas, their things, so that they can become part of our universal publication.
Yeah, and
So
we've said, it's for the community, by the community. You
yeah.
know,
And the community means worldwide.
right.
It means, well,
It's a
universal.
global
Like,
community.
why limit it to this world? It in everything. It in words are hard again.
It's okay. We understand what you're saying.
Good.
And I mean, we as in the universal we. It's not just the royal we anymore. It's the universal one.
Yeah.
Mhm. So,
Okay, so we have go because we wanted to wrap this up by about 7:30,
yeah.
right? So what we have going on right now, you have your quiet thoughts.
Yeah.
I have tea with the universe. We have our weekly wand YouTube channel. We have our tea with the universe YouTube channel. You've been uploading your podcasts to the Alberta Witches Association, correct?
Well, I have all of our stuff is actually as an event in the Alberta Witches
Okay.
Association. So when we go live, it goes live there.
Okay.
Right. I don't think I did that with this one because it was kind of
That's okay. This was our
we came up
our
with it what
trial run.
Saturday night, Friday night. I think it was Friday.
Well, Saturday early morning.
Yeah. So it was like, oh, hey, got an idea, and it just kind of evolved from there. So I don't think I thought to put it anywhere else. So it's just here, but
I didn't either. I was like, we can wing it on the first one, and then you're coming over later, and we can discuss
What else to do? Yeah.
more of a,
Yeah, but
yeah,
I've been trying to co-host a lot of stuff on my Rail and Water Sprite page. Everything that we've been doing, I've been putting in the Alberta Witches Association, and then we've been trying to co-host like tea and stuff with Wandware Creations for you, and
yeah,
then anybody that's actually going to be on the show. So on
yeah,
Tuesday at 7 p.m. this week is Your Tea with the Universe with Amy Clark. And
yes.
so I added her, I added Starfly Promotions, and we put it again, we put it in the Alberta Witches Association. So hopefully more
And if
people will be
any of
able to
our
see it.
viewers want to do a watch party, we'd appreciate that as well. I mean, we appreciate all of the, again, words, all of the support and, getting us out there.
Yeah.
And I know I've been saying this forever, but my Tea with the Universe webpage is coming, and so is my Wandware Creations. My Facebook page is, I don't know,
It's
it.
Facebook, I get it.
I don't think you do.
No, I've known you long enough now. I get it.
So yeah, I think my Tea with Universe one is the one to come up next. But as you know, Lynn, I have a few things in my pocket that I'm trying to manifest
Yep.
before I can actually do that. So,
Oh, definitely.
which I think our viewers will be delighted to see. So
I think so. We got a
yeah,
few people that seem to like us.
I think so. It's got to be Brian.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be a good way to go with that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, Tuesday 7:30 or 7 o'clock is Your Tea with the
Yeah.
Universe with Amy, and then on
Yes.
Thursday at 7 p.m. is my Quiet Thoughts, and on Wednesday I'm going down to Drumheller to do a foraging trip with a group of people,
Right.
well, a group of witches from the Alberta Witches Association. So we're going down with a small group and doing some responsible foraging. So I'll probably talk about that on my Quiet Thoughts. Just talk about the community experience and what it was like to be around so many like-minded individuals. Yeah,
I wish I was going.
well, you got some other stuff you got to do.
Yeah, I do. And I had something else to. We forgot to open with our meditation.
We did, but we can, because we don't have a new publication next week, we can take a little bit more time to do a meditation and then maybe talk a little bit more about the other things that are in the paper.
And hopefully by then, we have a few submissions
Yes, that would be
and we
awesome.
can, go through that. That would be phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
I would love that. And also, I'm always looking for pictures for my affirmations. I use pixabay.com right now because I've run out of my own personal stock and Brian's stock, and I've used your stuff and I've used other people's photos, but please submit them. I would love to use photos from around the world in my affirmations.
Mm-hmm. And ones that you've actually taken yourself or you have
Permission to
permission to
use.
use, because there are some that are
Yeah,
copywritten, or yeah, so that there's a little bit of a legality behind that. But yeah, if you're willing
yeah.
to share your own personal photographs or ones that you have permission to use, yeah.
Yeah, and if you do choose to send something in, please send in the location of where it was taken
Mm,
so that I can provide that as well.
right on. So it looks like we're coming
Yeah,
right up on 7:30. Look at that. It's almost like we know what we're doing.
almost.
So any other,
Those who know us would beg to differ.
right? Any other words of wisdom or anything?
Yes, um, if you do happen to stumble onto our webpage, whether it be the mobile site or the website, look for Wando.
Mm,
He's our little weekly wand icon, little dude. And if you find him, take a picture of him, email him to us at theweeklywand@gmail.com for your chance to get a free reading with myself or with Lynn, or some wand swag, or, just something cool and funky. And we'll be doing that every 2 weeks.
Right. So he's going to
So with
be in a new
every new
location
issue,
by the end of today.
yeah, so I think that's all I have for today.
Yeah, and I'm pretty much wrapped up. I'm done. Oh, and happy birthday, Vincent. It's his 20th birthday today.
Happy birthday. And I think for our first issue, just, flying in here with nothing. Oh, hi, Katrina. We did pretty good.
I think so. I agree.
Katrina has the worst luck. She logs in for Tea with the Universe when I'm shutting down. She logs in for a reading when I'm shutting down. And she's logging in to Wake Up with the Wand as we are shutting down.
Yeah, yeah, okay. At least you
Yep,
can catch the replay, right?
she can. And so can everyone else. So I want to say thank you for joining us. You could be anywhere, you chose to be here.
Mhm.
Have a great day and enjoy your week.
And as always, with love from the universe, this is the Weekly Wand. And Wake Up with the Wand, signing off. Namaste.
Take care, everyone. Namaste.
Bye.